My name's Pat Molden. Live in Hamilton, Ontario. Retired from the military after 23 years. I was a master seaman, clearance diver in the Canadian Navy.
My name is Mark Campbell. I'm 55 years old and I live in Sturgeon County, Alberta. I was a major in the Canadian Armed Forces, so I served for 34 years in the infantry.
So I went to Afghanistan. I deployed in '09. I deployed as a explosive ordnance disposal technician. So we go over there, even though I was a Navy diver, I deployed with the Army unit as a specialist to deal with the improvised explosive device threat. Over there, I believed in our mission. I believed in, the career as a bomb tech. You have a very specific skill that is required in high demand over there. So I wasn't shy to get in there and help out. The military provided a good life for me and my family, and I wasn't about to not participate in something like that.
I served twice in Afghanistan. The first time in early 2002, I landed in Kandahar and had Afghan dust on my boots the 31st of January 2002, right after 9/11. So I was part of the first Canadian contingent sent to Afghanistan, where we performed combat operations, basically hunting and chasing the remnants of Al-Qaeda. So I was excited. This was the equivalent of the Super Bowl. And we saw ourselves as going over and doing good work, virtuous work.
Some of the specific things that have stayed with me as a result of the tour over there, it's just the level of man's inhumanity to man, really, I guess sort of can sum all that up. To really see it and experience it firsthand is shocking. It's scary and it's sad. It's really sad to see that they're willing to sacrifice their own women and children to fight the infidel at all costs.
The things that stay with me as a result of my service in Afghanistan are the people and their incredible resiliency. I'm talking about the Afghan farmers in Kandahar province, tilling the same soil that their great-grandparents and their ancestors had worked that same soil. What stays with me is the opportunities that we provided them as a people to grow without the omnipresent threat of the war hanging over their heads.
Yeah, Afghanistan had a huge impact on me and my life. I came home and I was not the same. And basically, the nightmares have gotten not really better, but you just get used to them over time. But the sleep deprivation and the smell, the sensory, smelling things that trigger, bad memories and bad experiences over there, like for example, like the blood smell from the meat section of the grocery store. That's one thing that I was passing through there with my wife and my son, and the butcher was just hacking through this big side of beef, and the noise and the blood spray that was on his smock, it just I just disassociated. I completely blacked out, and I was just standing there, and when I came to, I was soaked. I lost every ounce of fluid from my body, and that was the first time that I had realized that there was a bigger impact that it had on me than I was willing to admit.
I was seriously injured on my second tour in Afghanistan in 2008 when I was working with the Afghan National Army. The improvised explosive device that they used to blow me up was a personal affair. It basically had my name on it. It took my legs off above the knees, so I'm now confined to a wheelchair for the rest of my life. Them's the breaks. You take your chances, you roll the dice. I mean, it wouldn't be a war if nobody got hurt, right?
So when I see what's happening in Afghanistan now, as the coalition has withdrawn completely, it's kind of like ripping a big scab off of a wound that never quite healed. Like all the soldiers that lost their lives and their careers and their dignity, for what, really? It's hard to even really imagine, how much I've sacrificed for nothing. We achieved nothing over there. That's a hard pill to swallow for sure.
So it was no surprise to me that they capitulated. That was writing on the wall. It was inevitable. The speed with which it happened was alarming. And overall, of course, the situation was disappointing for people who had invested time, sweat, equity, blood in bettering Afghanistan as a country like I had.